And welcome, everybody. I think we are recording. I think that we might even be live on YouTube. If we are, fantastic. Thank you for your patience this morning. And welcome. We do come together on a Sunday to celebrate the energy of love. And our theme for this month is release, releasing what no longer serves us. And what can you receive once you start to release? We are going to start out with Pierre, who's going to do a song for us. What are you starting us off with?
It's called The Best It Can Be.
Fabulous.
These are all originals today. Here we go. Days become weeks and weeks become months. I blinked, months became years. Oh, the time slips away each and every day. Could have swore I was just here. When the moment's gone, it's time to move on, and truth will be my guide. Expecting nothing but the best, north, south, east, or west. It's gonna be a heck of a ride. There's a great big world just waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be. I've been around enough to know that happiness is a friend. Take it anywhere, up, down, here, or there. Take it to the very end. There's a great big world just waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be. The corners of the earth, the edges of your mind, with openness and love, be gentle, please be kind. There's a great big world waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be, the best it can be, the best it can be. Well, there's a great big world just waiting for you, a great big world to see. Take it for a spin, enjoy the life you're in, and make it the best it can be. Oh, make it the best it can be, best it can be, the best it can be. Best it can be.
Oh, thank you, Pierre.
Oh, my pleasure.
Absolutely perfect. And perfect every day, but especially perfect this morning. There's some things we cannot control.
Nope.
And I think we're all experiencing that in the moment anyway. There's pieces of our world right now we can't control, but we can make it the best we can be. And this is what we believe in our philosophy. As we change the way we see things, the things we see start to change. So I love it. We are making it the best it can be. And I love the part about please be kind. I think that is so on point right at the moment. So thank you. So we're going to move into the lighting of our candles. It's one of the rituals we have here. And it honors all of the major religions because they are collections of ideas, practices, values, and stories that are embedded in our cultures, and we can't separate ourselves from them. In our philosophy, we want to cull and celebrate these messages of love, these messages of oneness and of consciousness from all of the traditions that we have access to. We are so lucky to have access to all of them. So I'm lighting my candle here, and this is for all the religions. We're looking at how each expresses the golden rule. So in Hinduism, the world's oldest religion, it's treat others as you would yourself want to be treated. In Judaism, what you yourself hate, do to no being. In Buddhism, hurt not others with that which pains yourself. Christianity, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Taoism, regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain. Regard your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Confucianism, is there any one maxim that ought to be acted upon one's whole life? Surely the maxim of loving kindness is such. Islam, do unto all beings as you wish to have done unto you. Our First Nations traditions, live in harmony, for we are all related. The Baha'i Faith, the oneness of religion, the oneness of humankind, and our New Thought traditions, including Science of Mind. We are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by our individual use of the law of cause and effect. And then I'm also going to light up here a candle for each and every one of us. This candle is for you, recognizing your light, your love, your abundance, your potentiality. Each and every one of us has that, so we light a candle for you. So now I'd love to bring on Margaret Ann, our spiritual practitioner of the day. She's going to give us our opening treatment. Welcome, Margaret Ann.
Thank you, Carrie. Good morning, everyone. And I invite us all right now just to take a deep body breath and exhale as if it's a big sigh of relief. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels right for you. And as there is only one life living through us, I would say this prayer in the first person. Knowing that there is this one presence, this one divine energy that is life itself, that is love, that is peace, that is joy, that is humor, that is gratitude. All of this is the oneness that surrounds us and holds us, that is present always. This oneness, this infinite intelligence that knows, that does, that lives through us. Knowing that this oneness is who we are and who I am, my good is here now, today. And today I realize this. My body is a vehicle for divine expression. My mind is an instrument of divine expression. Today I enter into a larger concept of life. I welcome the opportunity to love fully today. Love responds to me from all around me. I believe in myself because I believe in the one presence. Dropping all fear, I step into my power. I am open, free, in the flow of divine love. I know that this is the truth, who I am. I know that love abides and abounds, and I know that I am in it, as it, through it, be it. I am this love. I know that this day unfolds perfectly, no matter what, that everything is the divine in expression, and I am this expression. I live and I love and I express myself with truth, joy, peace, and love, and in gratitude for this day, in gratitude for each and every person that hears this prayer and beyond, and gratitude that life abounds in each and every one of us, that I am this truth. In gratitude, I release my word as law, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Margaret Ann. Absolutely perfect. And just allowing the space for breath. And let's move into Pierre, into your invocation song, Love Will See Us Through.
That led me here had twists and turns and a few road burns when I thought would make me disappear. Now I'm living this thing called life, being grateful learned a thing or two. Love will see us through. Relax in our control, or the dark night of the soul. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Lately, I've been wondering, what do we take from here? It's about love, and not to make it to a place above. The road gets really clear when you stop giving in to fear. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. And when the dark knocks at the door, turn the light on. The night retreats once more. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Love will see us through.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. We can't live in love and fear at the same time.
Nope.
Nope. So once we can release fear, as we release fear, then we can engage with love. So perfect. And now I get to bring Margaret Ann back to talk with us. I love Margaret Ann's energy. I love her insight. I'm so fortunate because our brains work very similarly. So whenever I hear Margaret Ann speak, I always get so much out of it. I feel very lucky. So welcome back, Margaret Ann. How are you this morning?
I am well, thank you. So
Oh.
good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. And it's good to have you here. This month's theme is release. So I'd love to hear, what are you releasing this month? What are you letting go of?
Well, as it happens, this past Monday, I hit a wall of frustration because of a feeling that I really no longer wanted to have in my experience. And I have been experiencing it for many years. I could never put a name to it or figure out its cause. I just knew I did not want to feel it anymore. I felt heavy, shameful, stupid, and very common, not good enough. I have no memory of any person, incident, or cause for this feeling. So I checked in with myself. Did I really want to get rid of this? Yes. Am I ready to release it? Yes. I couldn't talk about it or journal about it or work on forgiveness because I could not remember any person, event, or cause for it. So I decided to sit quietly and simply feel this feeling. I checked in with myself to make sure I was ready to feel whatever came up, keeping in mind whatever it was just through thought energy. I looked at it from afar, witnessed it, watched it, then I let myself feel it. On some level, I accepted it. It did not dissipate immediately, and I spent a couple of uncomfortable days just letting it hang around, so to speak. As it happened, I found myself in the presence of a couple of trusted practitioners who supported me with this adventure. I look on this as divine synergy. In the Monday night class with Reverend Helen, and enter the field of oneness. Ernest Holmes, in his book, The Seminar Lectures, talks about that quite often we carry around old grievances, regrets, fears that can block our free-flowing life light. He uses the metaphor of carrying around corpses. Doesn't that conjure up a gory, juicy picture?
Yep.
I will tell you I am feeling much lighter, having released a corpse, and it may perhaps remain nameless forever. And I'm still working through that is okay. This corpse may have some relatives still hanging around, but I'm ready for them.
Wow. That
So
is,
it is.
and so it is. What a great story. I'd like to just highlight some things I heard you say, which I think are brilliant. That it's letting go can be a process. It doesn't have to happen all at once. You checked in with your safety, like you checked in with yourself and made sure it was the right time to let something go. And then you approached it from a distance. And you really protected yourself. You don't need to know what it is, which I also think is brilliant. You allowed it and you accepted it. We actually have to accept exactly who we are, our shame and all, in order to start to transform it. Yeah, so I love that you were so kind and gentle to yourself and accepting of exactly what was. And then you surrounded yourself with people who could protect and help you as you journeyed. Oh, what a brilliant story. That is so good.
It's a fabulous week.
It's been and you know, when you're losing weight, that first dead corpse is always the hardest weight to lose, and then it gets easier.
Yes. I even had a dream last night that I was actually rearranging corpses, and I know what's that about, but I just let it be.
Gosh. Well, that was just I would say that's just your subconscious addressing the fact that you let one go and saying it's okay if there's a few more that
they're shifting.
That's so brilliant. I love it. And so can you take us into our affirmation for today? I can't pull it up on the screen.
I would love to do that.
Please.
I will say it once and then we'll say it again together.
Thank you.
Every day, my mind is unstopped and my spirit unleashed.
Brilliant. Let's say it together.
Every day, my mind is unstopped and my spirit unleashed.
Oh, thank you so much, Margaret Ann. Thank you so much. And then we get to go back to Pierre for our feature song, Light in Another Day. Do you want to speak a little bit about this?
Again, another song I wrote a few years ago. It's, a light. There's always light in another day. Depending on whatever is happening in one day, the light will be there the next day. It's finding the light and living in the light.
Yeah.
So let's give this a go, shall we?
Sounds great.
First morning light sets my intention right, open for another day. And the fuel I need that allows me to breathe is love. and I give it away. So it returns from love I learn to see the light in another day. Shimmering through the trees, the smell in the breeze, water flows from high to low. Mother Nature's place slows down the pace, allows my roots to grow, undivided with this place. No stranger am I to this face. I give it away, so it returns from love I learn to see the light in another day. Oh, the light in another day. Love's the only way to peace and happiness. I know. Give, receive, concede, believe that consciousness will grow. Will grow. Will grow. I give it away, so it returns from love I learn to see the light in another day. Oh, the light in another day. I give it away. 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 So it returns from love I learn to see the light in another day. Oh, the light in another day.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it.
My
The
pleasure.
new light every day, new birth every day.
Mhm.
Yeah, and giving it away. Awesome. All right, so now I get to introduce you all to our feature speaker, Reverend Fred Wimet. I absolutely delight in hearing Fred speak. Fred, I remember watching you go through practitioner studies way back and seeing your this brilliant mind that was always there, but I got to see it emerging in our center. And then I delighted watching you grow and expand through ministerial studies. I love hearing your brilliant spin on life, the universe, and everything. So I'm excited for this morning. Welcome, Reverend Fred.
Welcome, Carrie. Thank you for that most incredible introduction. I actually, hearing you say that, I got a little bit emotional, and I realized that this is really my first talk as a minister at the center. So I am so pleased. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this experience with me. And I look forward to having some words that you'll take with you and carry with you. Our theme this month is, what do I need to let go, basically? What do you need to let go in your life to create the life that you want? I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's a program on TV, and her name is Mary Kondo. Many people are familiar with her. And Mary Kondo talks about letting go of things, and she comes into your house and she reorganizes everything. And the one thing that she says that we have to do when we let things go is we have to hold it, we have to honor it, we have to thank it, and then we have to let it go into whatever the next evolution of it is. Our mind is very much the same. What are some of the things that we're holding on to? What is it that we need to let go? And then she talks about things coming into your house, and that when something comes into your house, that you have to release something else to let it go. And isn't that what we're talking about? What if I told you, as Pierre's, both of his songs says, there's a great big world waiting for us and living in the light. Well, I call that world Technicolor. What if I told you that there's a Technicolor world that you haven't even seen yet and you don't even know? I discovered my Technicolor world. You see, I took a vacation back in January, and I went to Florida, and I was in the pool, and in the pool there was this guy there who was handing his glasses around. And I said to him, I said, what are they? And he said, well, they're glasses for people who are colorblind. I remembered that when I was 18 years old, that my stepbrother, or my adopted brother, had these glasses, and he did this test, and they found out that he was completely colorblind. And I did it, and it said moderate, but I never believed the results of that test because I can see green, I can see red, I can see all of the colors. And so I see green as green. So I thought, well, I'll try those glasses on if that's okay, and I did. And I put them on, and all I could do was, and tears were coming to my eyes. I was seeing hues of greens that I'd never seen before. At the end of the pool, there was planters that had green leaves on them, and these beigey kind of rust plants sticking out of them. And then behind that was a shower that had ferns around it, you know, one of those showers that you shower before you get into the pool. And then behind that, there were palm trees. And then behind that, there was a forest. Well, to me, all of those greens are the same. And as much as I love nature, and nature's incredible, all of those greens were the same. And suddenly I saw for the first time that there were these different hues and different colors. And then I saw the reds, and I couldn't get over the reds. I had never seen shades of red before. And it was spectacular. And those things that I thought were sort of beige and rust were actually two different colors of red. And I literally couldn't catch my breath. And when the guy said, I'm going to run and get my camera, this expression needs to be shared. And I went, no, it's mine. It's mine. You know, and then I started thinking, what else in life is there that I don't know that I don't know? I did not know that I could not see the world in full color. So I discovered something new. Maya Angelou says that when we do better, or that when we know better, we do better. The truth is that we have choice. I can choose to put my colored glasses on or not. I'll tell you, I saw spring for the first time ever. I watched green leaves, different colored green leaves come on trees, buds, turn into leaves. I watched flowers that were colors that I'd never seen before, purples, violets, reds, that I had never seen before. So this was one of the most exciting things. And I have choice. I can sit outside and not put my glasses on and still see the world as a beautiful place. But by putting them on, I see the world differently. And here's the greatest thing is that I have choice. We have volition, and we have choice of whether we do it or not. So as Carrie mentioned, I just graduated from ministerial school. I remember when Reverend Helen first mentioned to me that I might want to consider ministerial school, I resisted. I mean, I was in the process of launching a French kids magazine. I was looking at my life. My life was full. I was quite busy. And there was resistance there. And yet I knew there was something inside of me that stirred, because I remember when I was 14 years old and I went to visit this minister with my uncle. And the minister turned to my uncle and said, that kid is going to be a minister. And I remember sort of laughing about it. And then I remember thinking, but wait, there's something underneath. And then I remember in my 20s when a good friend of mine, Ron Lentz, who was one of the first people to take the human rights level to another level in the 1980s, he was fired because he had HIV and AIDS. And he went to the Human Rights Commission and he fought for his right to be able to work. And Ron Lentz was a dear friend of mine. And he said to me one day, I see you standing in front of a large group of people, changing people's lives. And I remember thinking, that will never be me because I am so stage fright. That will never be me. But yet something resonated. And then what was it that actually made me say yes? Well, I was going to visit some friends on October 31st. And I was driving down the highway and Waze, the Waze app, said to go on the 407. And so I went on the 407. And as I was driving down the 407, I came to this spot and all of a sudden there was this big plume of black smoke that rose from around the corner. And I remember thinking, what is that? And as I turned the corner, I saw that there was a tanker truck that had exploded and had an accident with a vehicle. And so there was a fire started and I was about 100 yards away from this fire and there was nowhere to go. And I was sitting in my car and as this explosion was taking place, I thought, I don't know what to do here. And so I called my adopted mother and I said, hi, I love you. I'm in an accident here, but I'm just sitting here on the highway. Everything is okay. You know I'm going, to Toronto. Just know that I'm okay. I called my sister, I called a cousin, and I called a friend. And then out of nowhere, this explosion, there were 3 large explosions. And out of nowhere, this explosion happened right in front of my eyes. And it was so loud and my car shook and I could feel the heat of it. And cars were trying to turn around and get off of the highway and go in the other direction, but we're all facing the same direction. It was like chaos. And I've seen enough movies to know that when a tanker truck blows up, it flies in the air and goes up about 50 feet or so and comes down and lands on other things that are around it. So I thought, this is it. This could be it. And when that explosion happened, I remember just thinking, this is it. And then it happened again and again, 2 more times. And as I sat there that night, we all got out of our cars. Eventually, a police officer came and mentioned that people had been killed and that, we were safe. There were going to be no more explosions, that we'd be here for a while. And I remember this sense of everybody standing outside of their cars and the sense of doom. And then and then this sense of calm. First, this sense of, I need to be home. I was doing this, I was going here. And then there was this sense of calm. And it was at that moment that I said yes. I thought, what am I waiting for? This is something that's niggled in my brain for most of my life. What am I waiting for? And saying yes doesn't mean that it was easy. I mean, I had to let go of some things. I had to let go of fear. I had to let go of lack of abundance of time. I had to let go that I wasn't enough. Saying yes doesn't make it easy. But like Pierre's song says, love gets clear when we remove the fear. Suddenly there was no more fear. I was ready for what was ever next. I could feel that. And I'll tell you that while I was studying ministerial school, a lot of things came up as well. Things that I thought that I had put to rest in my life. Old stories. I had a story of this stepbrother who I remember he was just so intelligent that he didn't even have to study for a test and he'd get an A and I would study and I would get a C. And I remember thinking somehow that means I'm not smart enough. And, my family would say, why can't you be like Kevin? And I think, because I'm me. I didn't have the words to say it then, and it turns out in life that yes, sometimes I have to work a little harder for things, but I also enjoy a different type of journey. It's not just easy, so it's not off the cuff. I really earn my life. I really earn my living. I really have to make decisions and really stick to them. And that's a gift. That is a gift. So I ask you this, what will it take for you to say yes? What will it take for you to choose to be loving? Because you know what, just like my glasses, I get to decide whether I wear them or not. And just like everything in our life, we get to decide whether we're saying yes to something, and whether we're moving through a comfort zone. So one of the decisions that I made during ministerial school was that I was going to move to Niagara Falls. And let me tell you that a lot of things came up when I chose to move. I lived in a very sparsely furnished 2-bedroom condo, very modern. And I was moving to a large house that had many rooms, and none of it is what I expected, but I just said yes again, and this experience came up and I kept saying yes. But as I was packing and as I was getting ready to move, I kept thinking, where is all this stuff coming from? I don't have many things. And isn't that the same as in our mind? There are things that we keep in our minds that clutter us, clutter up our thinking, you know, and we get to choose what we keep. We get to choose what we pack. We're always at choice. So let me ask you, are you choosing love and peace and beauty and joy, regardless of the circumstances of our world today? Are you choosing to live in a place of love that is authentic and that is truly yours? Because that is where our heart space is. And as we say in this philosophy, we are individualized expressions of the whole. What does that mean? We are individualized expressions of God. God is all there is. What does it mean to be that individualized expression of God? You know, we've got choice, we've got volition. And whatever speaks to us from the inside is always what is ours to do. I remember that, you know, when I chose to move here, there was this little part of me that went, uh-oh, you're crazy. I mean, you don't have to worry about lawns or gardens or anything. And you've never gardened. I had a house with a partner for many years and I did not garden. I did not do any of it. And I keep saying, who is this new Fred? I actually planted a garden in this house and I'm watching it grow. And I cannot believe that I'm watching this garden grow in my house. And I keep thinking, who is this person who's loving this gardening thing and pulling weeds? It's meditative. Who knew? I've learned something new. And isn't that true? Every time that we try something different, every time that we push a boundary, we learn something new about ourselves. And some of it feeds us and some of us says, no, that's not for me. Now, at this time. You know, that's the beauty of living this individualized expression. Henry David Thoreau wrote, if a man is out of pace with others, perhaps it is because he hears the beat of his own drum. When you hear the beat of your own drum, listen to it. Listen to that beat. You know, it's interesting because when you do that, when you start to live into your truth, as Margaret Ann said earlier, when things come up and you start to look at them and allow them to be processed through us, that you allow this process, this creative process of cause and effect, and you take it in control of you allow it to control your life, all of a sudden synchronicities start to show up in your life in so many ways. To tell you that when I came to this house, it's a fairly substantial backyard, bigger than I thought I wanted. And I thought, I would love to have a vegetable garden. And then I thought, I'm back and forth to Ottawa quite a bit. I bought this house before there was any lockdown or anything. As a matter of fact, the week before the lockdown, I bought this house and sold my condo. But I came to visit the house and Michel came with me. And he got in the car and I said, I wanted a garden. And I had this thought. There's a seniors home around the corner. There's a couple of women's shelters around the corner. There's a couple of youth centers. Maybe I can create a community garden in the back and people can come and I can grow food and it can go back to the community so that whatever they reap, they sow, they can take care of it and I will have my garden. And I thought, wouldn't that be fantastic? So I had that feeling and then I was here for a few weeks, about a month, and I thought I need to look into those different organizations and see what's out there. So on a Tuesday night, I sat here and I made my list of the different organizations that I was going to get a hold of here and was going to contact them that week. I promised that I'd do it by Friday. And Sunday, the Niagara Weekly showed up, which is a local paper. And on the front page, there was an organization there that had started last year, and it's called GROW, and it is Grow Food Literacy. And what they do is they are looking for people who have garden space or people who enjoy gardening and have abundance left over. And what they do is they'll take that food from you, that produce, and they work in conjunction with the food banks, because food banks is non-perishable. And what it is this lady just got her master's degree in food literacy. And she is a school teacher, and she saw the difference in the kids that were bringing healthy lunches versus the kids that were bringing non-healthy lunches. She could see the difference in their ability to study and to learn. And she decided that she needed to do something about it. And so she started this last year. So I contacted her. And we had a great conversation. And she's got somebody coming to look at my yard to possibly do a garden in my back. And it will be taken care of by volunteers, so I don't have to worry about doing it. And then they will sell the food through this food literacy program. She got in touch with the mayor. They found her a location where she can distribute the food. And she's going to teach Indigenous cooking classes and how to cook with food, healthy options. And what's really fascinating is all of this took place. And then she said to me, Fred, we would love to have you on our community advisory board. And I thought, here I am just moving to this, saying yes and moving to this city that I don't know anything. I have friends, but I don't know anything about the city other than what you can read. And here I'm already, on this advisory board helping to feed people. And it was sort of a vision that came to me when I came to look at the place. So let me ask you this. What is your drum telling you? And are you really listening? I had an experience last week. I have a stepsister who passed away suddenly last week. She's 59 years old, and she went to lay down and have a nap, and she had a heart attack and died. And, it was just so unexpected. And I have to tell you that while we're all through this grieving process, we're still in it. It was such a weird thing because there was no funeral, there's no real gathering, but my step siblings and my sister and brother and stepmother, and we all came together and realized that we hadn't been together in a lot of years. But there was something that happened in that moment that said, there's a gift in this, Fred. And the gift is that it reminds me to live my best life now. I mean, just like that crash, just like anything that goes on in your life, it doesn't take someone passing. It doesn't take an explosion. It takes a saying yes to what is inside of you, and then allowing whatever you need to have show up, to allow it to show up. That's what the creative process is. What's in my mind, I plant. What I plant grows. And what grows is how I see the life. And as Carrie said at the beginning, when you change the way you see the world you see changes. It's all so true. So here's the choice. Do in your life what needs to be done. Live your life in love and put your focus on love always, no matter what. I ask you this, what do you need to let go of to create the life you want? That's where we need to be living from. And during this talk, maybe something came up for you or maybe it didn't, but sit still and know that you have the answers inside of you. Here's the question, what are you waiting for? Live your life in Technicolor. Put your glasses on and see things that you never knew you never knew. Pack carefully. Choose the things that no longer serve your highest good and let them go. Let go of anything that no longer brings you joy. And as you let them go, honor everything that you're letting go. Say yes. Say yes to letting go. Say yes to love. Say yes to moving on. And I bid you a beautiful Sunday, and take those words with you. Namaste.
So brilliant, Fred. So brilliant. I love Marie Kondo. I love her. And I do that when I'm letting go of things. I honor it and I let it go. And just as Margaret Ann said earlier, she needed to honor where she was before she could start to let go. Even the glasses. From hearing your talk, I'm thinking, let us put on love like we put on our glasses, and all of a sudden things are clearer,
Absolutely. And
right?
and and they get clearer when we let more of the other stuff go. It's like a filing cabinet, right?
Right.
You've got to take things out. You've got to take the previous year's taxes out, or 7 years later, and
7 years.
in order to put in the new taxes or whatever. It's just the symbolism is everywhere, isn't it,
It
Carrie?
is, and it's brilliant and brilliantly expressed this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to move us into our announcements shortly and our conscious giving. I do want to say that what I struggle with personally is knowing what's mine to do, and what helps me to focus is the welcome home meditation. So if you're ever like, I don't know what I need to do or what's mine to do, as Fred says, as we get quiet, we can discover it. And our meditations here at Welcome Home are the perfect venue for that stillness. So I'm going to see if I can share screen with you all and get into our announcements. And I'm going to share. So we're going to start by our giving affirmation. And please just say this with me wherever you are. Divine love flows through me. It blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am richly blessed, creating a greater and greater flow of abundance. And so it is. We are always accepting your conscious giving, so please go to www.welcomeomtoronto.com, or you can send an email transfer to admin@welcomeomtoronto.com. And thank you. Thank you for all your donations. You are keeping us going. You are keeping these words flowing through you, to you for your use to create a better life. And now our announcements. So we have meditation classes every day, Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. And as I was saying, this is the perfect opportunity to allow yourself that time to know what needs to be released and what is wanting to be expressed through each and every one of us. These are great opportunities to do that. In addition, on Thursdays, there is a sound bath with Phil Jacob, Facebook Live at noon. If you have not experienced a sound bath with him, it is an amazing treat. It's literally weekly cleansing of your soul through music and sound. So beautiful. And then on Thursday evenings, I am doing either an EFT meditation, that's what I'll be doing this Thursday, and we will be looking at what wants to be released. And then on alternate Thursdays at 7 p.m., I'm going to do laughter yoga because it is so good for our bodies. It's so good for our frame of mind. It's so good for our immune system. We also have Hit the New You button starting at the beginning of September. It's 30 days of visioning your best self. That is $39 for 30 days, 15 minutes a day. We do have the Conscious Cafe coming up. Rev June on September 29th. You really don't want to miss the Conscious Cafe. That happens on Zoom and Facebook at 7 p.m. I believe it is a Tuesday. Let me see. And that takes you to our thank yous. Thank you so much to Pierre Cotreau, our musical guest today. I always love hearing your music. Thank you, Margaret Ann, for your beautiful treatment and for your discussion of what you were able to let go of. Huge and powerful. And thank you, Fred, for your consciousness today. Brilliant talk, on point, so clear and just so motivating. So thank you all. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to take it back to Pierre to take us out and into the week for the last song, which is Life in My Years. Hello,
Yeah,
Pierre.
before I even start singing, I've written a lot of music, and when I was asked to perform today, and just pick some songs, and I'm amazed at the synchronicity between Fred's talk and the song selections that I picked out of a pile of music, and even this last song, it like Life in My Years. Um, it's just like throughout his whole talk, I was just going, wow, isn't that a neat coincidence?
Well, we know,
Here,
we
as I
know.
as I was doing when you were singing your songs, thinking, this is part of my talk.
I know.
So same thing, brother.
Yep. And we know one mind, just many
Yeah,
expressions saying the same thing brilliantly.
yeah. So anyway, this is called Life in My Years. Life's so busy, filling in the time. Are we passengers or piloting our own minds? Coming and going, are we truly knowing that you and I and all are intertwined? Here we are, here we go. Where or when we don't know. So I'm gonna ride the wave, gonna walk the road I paved without fear and life in my ears. Life in my ears. Oh, and when life interferes with my plans, I hit the wall. I remember that the road is long. In time, the wall will seem so small. Some say a life well lived is measured by the total sum of our days. But it's what I've done with the years I've won that'll bring me peace at the end of my stay. Rode the wave, walked the road I paved without fear, and life in my ears, life in my ears, life in my ears, life in my ears. With no regrets, soft hands I won't forget. I felt a summer breeze and swam in many seas. Raised a child from birth and I showed her what life is worth. And I have love, so I check all the above. Life in my ears, life in my
Thank you. Thank you, Pierre. So
Oh, that was
beautiful.
great. It was my pleasure.
And oh, fabulous. And thank you, everybody who's joined us live and in the archives. Many blessings to you all. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and we will see you next Sunday. Thank you.